Welcome back to The World Over. In May, Pope Francis set tongues a-wagging when in a homily during his morning mass, he referenced a visit from extraterrestrials. The media ran with it and suggested that the Catholic Church was confirming the existence of intelligent life on other planets. Joining us tonight is a man who has literally pondered the mysteries of the heavens as part of his job. He is an astronomer at the Vatican Observatory and the president of the Vatican Observatory Foundation, a Jesuit, and the co-author of the new book, Would You Baptize an Extraterrestrial? We're delighted to have joining us Brother Guy Consolmagno in studio. Great to see you, brother.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Pope Francis, during one of his morning homilies, had this to say. I'll share it with the audience. He said, imagine if, for example, tomorrow, an expedition of Martians came, green with long noses and big ears, just like children draw them, and were to say, I want to be baptized. What would happen? Here's the big question. Yeah. Would you baptize an extraterrestrial?
Only if she asks.
Okay.
Much of what is said in public by Vatican officials concerning aliens is tongue-in-cheek, facetious, as if their interest in extraterrestrials is more of a playful fancy than a serious consideration. But this is a very carefully calculated process of acclimation. Like the proverbial boiling frog, the masses are gradually being conditioned for disclosure without even realizing it.
If you want to change somebody's worldview, you don't just come out of the gate with an argument that is diametrically opposed to everything they believe. You use the Fabian process of gradualism. You send out these little softballs like, well, if there was an alien intelligence, we would be willing to baptize them into the Catholic faith because, after all, if they exist, they must be part of creation, so they're part of what God made. Little by little, they've changed that, though, and they've went to now saying it's very possible that the alien intelligence is morally superior to us, because what we know about ourselves is that we are fallen. But we can't assume the same thing about the aliens. Therefore, our space brothers may know more about God and the gospel than we do. Therefore, they will be coming here to baptize us into a better understanding of the Godhead. It won't be us baptizing them. So the language has continued to change.
Eventually, they're going to claim that Jesus was an extraterrestrial and that life was seated on this planet by a superior race of beings thousands of years ago. And they may even produce documents and artifacts that have been locked away in their archives and vaults for centuries to prove their claim. We're talking about the greatest deception in history, and many Christians are going to fall for it because it will be so cunningly integrated into a biblical context and backed up with physical evidence.
Oh my gosh, dude. Wow. Look at it fly.
It surprised us because it didn't appear to have any visible flight control surfaces or means of propulsion.
이 영상 공개 1년 뒤인 지난해 미국 국가정보국은 미확인 비행체, 당국의 용어로는 미확인 비행 현상 UAP에 대한 보고서를 발표합니다. 보고서에서 미 당국은 2004년부터 17년간 미군에 포착된 144건의 UAP를 분석했습니다. 보고서는 포착된 비행체들에 대한 정보가 매우 적어 확실한 결론을 낼 수 없다고 밝혔습니다. 그러면서도 18건에서는 비행체들이 정지 비행이나 급격한 방향 전환을 선보이는 등 첨단 기술을 보였다고 평가했습니다. 그러면서 이런 비행체가 항공 안전이나 국가 안보를 위협할 수도 있다고 적시했습니다. 1970년 이래 미국 정부는 UFO가 국가 안보에 위협이 되지 않는다는 입장을 견지해왔는데 이를 50년 만에 뒤집은 것입니다. 이런 가운데 미 하원 정보의 산하 대테러 방첩소위원회가 17일 국방부 미확인 비행체 담당 관리 2명을 출석시켜 청문에 나섭니다. 미 하원 정보위는 우리 시대의 가장 큰 의문점을 조망하고 과도한 비밀지휘와 각종 추측을 불식시키는 것이 청문의 목표라고 설명했습니다.
We will now turn to the business of this hearing.
Could you see that part right there again? I think we're having a hard time stopping it.
Unidentified aerial phenomena are a potential national security threat, and they need to be treated that way.
Attention, we would look at it. There are many things that are out there in the ether that aren't officially brought to our attention.
So how would it have to be officially?
There have been no collisions between any U.S. assets and one of these UAPs, correct?
We know that our service members have encountered unidentified aerial phenomena. And because UAPs pose potential flight safety and general security risks, we are committed to a focused effort to determine their origins.
We're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots to the west. Look at that thing, dude.
I don't mean to suggest that everything that we observe is identifiable, but this is a great example of how it takes considerable effort to understand what we're seeing in the examples that we are able to collect.
UAPs are unexplained, it's true, but they are real. They need to be investigated.
We are approaching another Tower of Babel moment on the earth. Another Nimrod is arising. The rebellion and sorcery of the Sumerians is reigniting in the hearts of men. Soon, forbidden gates will be opened, and the man of sin will appear. Even now, theological foundations are being laid in anticipation of the arrival of a superior alien race. The fish-head priests of Babylon are preparing to fulfill their occult destiny and welcome from heaven the return of the gods. Those who control the past determine the future. The reality of the pre-flood age has been concealed, covered over and covered up, so that the truth of prehistory will remain forgotten, and the world will be doomed to repeat it. God said that his people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. The great deception of the future will take advantage of the ignorance of the past. Only the truth can prepare us for the lie that's coming.
For thousands of years, Luciferians have been envisioning the time in which we now live. The consummation of their ancient plan is finally drawing near.
History is being repeated. The days of Noah are returning, and men's hearts will fail them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming upon the earth.